Can I pause real quick? I have a natural distrust of honey. I don't know what it is. I don't know why, but I naturally distrust honey. And I don't, okay, all right, guys, all right, we're gonna stop. Everyone listen. I don't know what it is, but my gut tells me that nothing in life is free. So where's all these savings coming from? And like the money that people get from honey, I don't trust it. They push so much advertising. They push so much advertising on YouTube. They do brand deals with other YouTubers. I think they've even offered me, and I said no, because I just don't trust honey. I have a feeling there's gonna, in like a couple years, there's gonna be the great honey conspiracy of like 2022. And I don't know what it is. I'm sure it's fine. And like, I got no problem with like the concept of an app that like clips coupon codes for you. That's great. That sounds great on its surface, but there's some shady shit going on. I can't put my finger upon it. But why do they spend millions on advertising? And then people are getting money out of it, and then people are saving money out of it, and that makes sense, but the other part doesn't make sense, and then something's going on here. Where's all this money coming from? Where is honey getting the money? Where's honey getting all their money from? They should be losing money. In the grand scheme of everything being compared across the internet, shouldn't they be losing an incredible amount of money considering how much they're saving other people and giving to people? Something's going on there. I don't trust honey. I don't know what it is. I have no evidence to back it up. Everyone that I tell this thinks that I'm crazy, and they're like, oh, honey's great. I use honey all the time. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on at Honey HQ? What is happening? Where's all this money coming from? Because nothing, like everywhere you look, advertising's for honey. YouTubers across the board, promos for honey. Where's that money coming from? How are they paying for all these people? How are they paying for all those ads? You see what I'm saying? There's millions. There's millions in advertising. Where's it all coming from? I don't know. What's their business plan? Doesn't sit right with me. Doesn't sit right. I have nothing other to say besides that. But am I the only one that just has an inherent distrust? I don't know. I don't get it. Do you guys like? I have no idea. I seem high as fuck. No, it's like this has been itching away at me for so long. I've had this like deep-seated doubt about honey, and it's just like I don't trust it. I just don't trust it. I don't trust it. There's something about it. I just don't trust it. So I don't use it because I don't trust it. It's the same thing like with like the DNA test things. Like I'm not gonna give you my DNA. It's my DNA. It's mine. Look at my DNA. You want it? You can't have it. FBI. Hey, listen. If I disappear like in the next few days, it was honey. If I disappear in the future and then suddenly like Markiplier just mysteriously disappears, it was honey. Because there's some shady shit happening. I don't trust it. Okay, so I'm not the only one, but it seems like I am in the minority here, which is fair. I get that. I made that claim back in like 2020 or 2019, whatever that clip is from. I had no idea that it was as bad as it was. I just knew that it didn't feel right. I never took a honey deal because I didn't trust it. And holy shit, it was so much worse than I ever could have imagined. So if you don't know what the deal is, there's a video by, Megalag? I think that's who made it. I'm not 100% sure. When they said, like, in the video, they're like, and all your favorite influencers were fooled by this. Well, except for one. And I was like, he's gonna mention me! He's gonna mention me! Me! And then, he didn't mention me. I thought he was gonna be sure that, you know, I hope he's gonna make a second video. I really hope he does an update in there that talks about how I knew it all along. I knew that it was a scam. I didn't know how, but I knew that it was a scam. I knew it. But you know, if it doesn't happen in the update video, you know, I'm not gonna cry too much about it. But it's yeah, you should all feel validated. Yes, you are a member of the smartest YouTuber.
You absolutely are. I am just so hugely brained, no one can ever compare. So if you don't know what it is, there's a full video breakdown, and it's fucking nightmarish. But what they do is, it's not just that they're a scam, it's they're actively stealing money from the people they are paying to advertise their products, in addition to even more things that they're doing. But the way it works is, if you have this extension, and let's say, for example, you watch a video from a YouTube channel that has affiliate links in the description. The way those work is if you click on them, it puts a cookie in your browser that says, this guy referred you to this site. So it keeps track of that, and then when you go to check out, if you buy something, it gives them a commission. That person, because the cookie is there, has their name in it, says that person referred this guy buying this product, so we need to give that person a portion of this sale. So if it's like $100 item, they might get $5, $10, $20, depending on how much the referral is, but they would get money for that. What Honey would do is, if you had that extension at all, and you went to your favorite YouTuber's referral link, and that cookie said, that YouTuber referred this person here. If you get out to the checkout page and you click anything, even if you don't click sometime, but if you click on Honey being like, look for coupon codes for me, and even if it goes, I didn't find any, or there were none to begin with, which is another part of the video that you should see, Honey would replace the cookie that said that guy gave the sale to Honey gave the sale. They would poach referral links from the YouTubers who are promoting Honey, and they would steal all of it. This is why PayPal paid $4 billion for this extension, because they would just nonstop steal everyone's affiliates. I don't think it's millions of dollars. I think it's way more than that. I think it is an unbelievable amount of money that they have been stealing from other people. It is nefarious to an unbelievable degree. It is mind-blowing, and they're not the only ones. And this wasn't even a secret in the company. I don't know how this didn't get out beforehand, but that's not the only thing that they've been doing. They don't even find you the best coupons, because the website that it's finding coupon codes on can go to Honey and be like, you cannot use certain coupon codes in your service. So Honey doesn't even recommend you the best coupon codes, because the website that you're on tells Honey, don't do that. And so instead of just doing that, they'll then use a coupon code that's bigger, not tell you that they're using it, skim the difference for themselves. It's mind-blowing how deep and how many levels of bullshit that it goes. I hope I'm correct on all that, because I'm summarizing a video that does a lot more research than what I'm talking about. Go watch Megalag's video. But as far as I understand it, that's not even the worst of it. There's a part 2 video that's coming, and it is crazy. Now, see, I'm not affected by this because I don't have referral links in my descriptions. I don't count on that for my income. I don't need that. Even if I did recommend a product, I usually just don't even bother to go get a referral link. But so many other YouTubers do. Big YouTubers, small YouTubers, the amount of money that they've been stealing from people. And Megalag did a demonstration of a particularly lucrative referral program. I believe it's for some VPN, where he got one purchase and it gave him like $35 for that purchase, because it was someone bought a big year subscription, or maybe he did it himself. I can't remember, but he got $35 from a commission for that referral, that's big in the area of referral. That's big. When he had Honey and he did the same thing, he got zero, got absolutely nothing, because Honey poached it. And then Honey has a referral program that's like, hey, if you have Honey, you can get Honey Gold to get Honey points. They gave the payout for those points was the equivalent of 89 cents. From $35 to 89 cents. And they took the rest of that. It is nuts. So the video is called Exposing the Honey Influencer Scam. And I'm so proud that I didn't take a deal. I knew it. I knew there was something shady. I knew it, because it didn't smell right. A lot of other YouTubers that I talked to were saying like, I'm crazy and paranoid, but it didn't make sense, because where does the money come from? Where do they get the money to pay all these YouTubers? Where do they get the money? It's because they're making money on those same YouTubers. They're paying them money so they can steal money from them later. It's nuts. That's why I don't think it's millions. I don't think it's millions because they have probably paid millions just for those advertising campaigns, because they've done, I think he did the counting, it's like 5,000 paid sponsorships across all of YouTube's, totaling up billions of views. To pay for that in terms of advertising, that costs millions and millions of dollars. They are stealing hundreds of millions of dollars. I'd be willing to bet tens, if not hundreds, it's definitely in the tens of millions of dollars. It's crazy. Anyway, yes, so part 2 is going to talk about that, how they screw over smaller businesses as well. Because there was a preview of the next video at the very end of this video that was talking about how some businesses that were, their faces were blurred, and they were talking about how we suddenly realized that people were getting these 50% coupon codes, and we've never made a 50% coupon code. So Honey was doing malicious behavior that screwed businesses over, because it's just like, they shouldn't. It's nuts. I don't even know what the second video is going to take place, but the first video is damning enough. The first half of the first video is damning enough. It's nuts. Anyway, that's all I'll say about that. So I was right. I was right. There's proof. I was right. I didn't even know if I said that on a video or on a stream, but apparently I did, and apparently I went into great detail about it, about my paranoia. Honey CEO is a comic villain. Man, it's just, I don't know how this business talk happens, where they're all in the same thing and they're like, oh yeah, our business model is taking everyone else's affiliate codes. They probably pitch it inside as like, it's getting as many affiliate codes as possible. There's so much money left on the table of affiliate codes, probably. And then it goes slippery slope. It was like, okay, how can we get more affiliate codes? Well, I don't know. What if we poach other people's? Okay, that's probably fine. We are doing a service of recommending coupon codes. Oh, some sites don't want you to use coupon codes? I bet we could skim some off the top here. We're doing a service. You know, that's how the internal business talk happens. And at no point does anyone go like, this is highly unethical. This isn't just morally ambiguous. This is morally evil. On the alignment chart, this is insano evil-o. You know, the far side of it, you go insane evil. That's where it is. No one says that. No one would ever say that. Yeah, so I completely recommend everyone uninstall Honey. It is actually bad. So, and I've actually used Honey before. And what I found when I used it was like, it didn't find me a single goddamn coupon code. It never did. It never did anyway. It never actually saved me any money. So I was like, this doesn't even work. So I uninstalled it. I actively recommend everyone to uninstall your Honey. If you haven't, don't do it. Anyway, yeah, tons of evidence in the video by Megalag, who made the exposing the Honey influencer scam. And I'm wondering if anyone is even talking about this. Ah, yes, finally, it's getting picked up. Is Honey a scam? Yup. Honey's deal hunting browser extension is accused of ripping off influencers. Yup. Yep, absolutely. Oh, someone made a post on another subreddit, my clip. I knew something was up. I knew something was up. I knew. Where's Honey getting the money? I knew it. I knew it. Yeah. Anyway, so that's what it was. Anyway, so I knew something was up. I knew something was up. Anyway, that's the Honey update. Yeah. That's the Honey update. Play the clip. You can watch the clip. It's on my Twitter. God, man. I don't even use social media anymore, but opening Twitter is just depressing. It's always been kind of depressing. It's so depressing nowadays. It's so unbelievably depressing. So it's like, I barely use it at all anymore. I don't even care. Play Balatro. Man, part 2 of Balatro is going to be so different. Look, I uploaded Balatro part 1 yesterday, and I was looking at it, and I was like, wow, I am fucking terrible at this game. I had no idea. But I mean, I just started, so it's perfectly understandable that I was not good. Some people don't agree, but it's perfectly understandable if you're just starting a game and never played it before, you're not great at it. But man, when I say that's my new crippling addiction, I am not joking. I have it on my computer. I have it on my phone. I have it on my iPad. I have it everywhere so I can constantly keep playing whenever I have a break. It is an amazing game. It is really fun. But I don't understand how people can go into the exponentials of chips. I barely cracked 1 million. Like, I don't know. I got a long way to go. Yeah, it's nuts. Yeah. I've heard of Blue Sky. I have heard of Blue Sky, but also I just I don't care about social media in general. Like, I think the age of social media is hopefully dying because I think people are realizing it wasn't really good to begin with. But at the same time, I think that, people thinking that Blue Sky is going to be some shining beacon of amazingness, in 5 years, you're probably going to be disappointed. And I'm not making a prediction like I did with Honey, but at the same time, the trend is a company's always going to company. You know what I mean? And Blue Sky is still a company. All of them are still a company. All of them are dreaming of their big IPO where they're going to make millions and billions of dollars. They're all dreaming of it. So Blue Sky is probably fine, and I'm all about it. Jump ship. I'm not saying it's bad. But the greater theme, I think, to understand is that letting go of social media is kind of a good thing. Twitter should probably die. It should just fade into obscurity. And Facebook should too. Most of these social medias should probably fade into obscurity. Because the usefulness of them has been probably tapped pretty tightly. There's always going to be something that exists in some way or another. But at the same time, I wouldn't expect... Yeah, enshittification. That's the term of it. It's enshittification comes for us all, and it's probably going to end up there eventually. But if it's fun for now, it's pretty good. Same with Reddit. Reddit, the enshittification is just getting enshittificationer. It is just constantly going down. And now, me being on Reddit, again, depressing. It's so depressing. I don't want to be on it at all. I barely want to be. I checked it all the time, and now every time I open it up, I'm like, this is terrible. I think I have another suspicion. Okay, here's another suspicion that I have if you want to see what this is all about. I believe 95% of all the content that you see in the big popular subreddits that are all about drama, they're all the am I the asshole, or the other ones that are exactly the same, or am I overreacting, or whatever they are, fake. Now, I believe 95% of them absolutely fake. They are fiction. I don't doubt that some of them are real, and I'm sure there are proof for it, but there's no burden of proof in any of those stories. They're all so dramatic. They're all so stupendous, and they're made just specifically to get people to go oh my God, how did that happen to you? Oh, that's crazy. It's all fake. Because it is. I look at those and I'm like, man, why would this be real? I'm sure that some crazy things have happened, but not that many crazy to keep the content up in a subreddit going for as long as it have been. It's not an argument that these things don't happen, because sure, cheating does happen, drama does happen, that happens, but in a subreddit like this, it doesn't happen at that pace where everyone is coming there to tell their story here to get these beautiful fake points. It's not how life works. There's always something going on, but it's usually yeah, I yelled at a guy out my window, and he was all fuck you, and I was all fuck you. Anyway, am I the asshole? That's the story. That's the story. Yeah, most wouldn't post about it. Exactly. All these people are this is a throwaway because I can't have my identity revealed. Now here's all of my personal identifying information about the situation I am, the city that I was in, the height and age of my significant other, that they couldn't possibly figure this out. We don't explore Reddit. They would never be able to know this exact circumstance of the situation that I'm explaining in great detail. That's getting to the top of this subreddit here. It's just so fake. Yeah, people forget how mundane most of life is, and that's the problem, because most of life is very mundane. Even me doing what I'm doing, like I said, I'm building a server. That's fucking boring. Half the time it's just asinine and boring. I talk about I got a good deal on a processor. That's pretty boring. It's nothing crazy is happening, and none of it's worth telling. And even the dramatic stuff that does happen in my life, I'm not going to talk about it. And I have a platform to talk about it. I'm not going to talk about it because it's my business. I don't want anyone to know about it. Anyway, Am I overreacting if I say Mark is one of the greatest YouTubers ever? You can say that in a very calm and sophisticated manner. Just don't overreact about it. That's fine. Yeah, that's the harm of social media, because I think people crave status and people crave a hierarchy. They want to climb the ladder of society. And so in, these online spaces, it's very easy and also difficult to climb these ladders. I think it's the speed at which it happens is very hard to maintain. And so when people are trying to figure out their status, they realize like attention equals status. And that's not the way that it should be at all. Because on the internet, there's no consequences for negative attention. So negative attention is just as good as positive attention. And if anything, it lasts longer. And that's what happens. And that's the problem with it. So therefore, there is no way that it can really be a constant force of good, because it's also like the people using it become and shitified themselves, So, yeah, I never thought about that. It sounds dangerous. Like, it is dangerous. But, with humanity and society, a lot of things are dangerous that we live with on a day-to-day basis. And that's like, those are debates to actually make of it. In the reality of what we do, we got to make those decisions when we make them. But when it comes down to like the internet, I don't think anyone wants to let it go. No one really wants to not have it, because like we all just said, most people's lives are generally boring, so they look for excitement, and this is one of the ways where excitement happens. But people forget that there is not that much of a separation between what's online and what's in real life as they think, and then their actions online spill over into what's happening in real life, and then you get situations where people are suddenly finding themselves in situations that they had no idea were as bad as they were. And so yeah, social media is also curated. That's a good point. It's you see what others want you to see, and you see what you are drawn to, not what you like. That's a big distinction to make. You see what you're drawn to, not what you like, not what you enjoy. Oftentimes you'll find yourself looking at a problem, and then when you look at that problem, you'll get more problems coming in because you're looking at problems. And the algorithm doesn't know it's looking at a problem for you. It knows that you're looking at something. And the algorithm goes, give them more of that. Suddenly you've got more problems in front of you, all demanding your attention. You're like, man, the world's gone to shit. This is, So yeah, anyway. Yeah. Isn't Hollywood similar to social media? I mean, probably in some connections you could make, but not in the general thing that I'm trying to say here. Hollywood has its own problems for many, many reasons. A bunch of archaic systems that don't even make any sense anymore, that are so set in their ways, and they're so bogged down by their inability to think outside of the strict box that they have built for movie making, to realize that it's completely changed and it's all been turned upside down. And they don't even realize it. That is completely different. Like there's a complete societal change that is pending. There's an update. There's a system update that's pending a reboot in Hollywood right now, and traditional media in general, that is just waiting. Because it's like the entire world of YouTube is just completely trounced everything that they could possibly hope for. TikTok might be banned, so who knows what's going to happen. But if TikTok's banned, then it's all YouTube all the time. That's the only other competition, really. And YouTube TV is the top subscribed service in the world, I think. YouTube TV. And that's just TV on the internet. And YouTube won. YouTube, in terms of creator-driven content, the number one in the world. There is no other platform. It's just what it is, And say what you want about it, it's better than some alternatives. It's not perfect, and it never will be, in shitification and a company. But at the same time, it's taken over. It's taken over. Yeah. Some movies still peek through, and because people want to watch movies. But if they don't change, they're not going to go anywhere. Yeah. Anyway, wish you could hide YouTube Shorts. Yeah, I know. It's just but if you think about it as something like, okay, so thinking about Shorts, right? Like, I didn't like Shorts at first. I was like, I'm never going to like this. But at the same time, there's some fun content on Shorts. I like Shorts more than I like TikTok, because oftentimes the shorts are clips from people's actual YouTube videos. So if there's a short that I like, there's usually a button to be like, I want to watch this full video. I use it, and I think I've curated it as a way to get quick snippets of videos. And when something catches my attention that I actually like, I can go to their channel and I can see all of their full content. So I don't use it just as I'm watching short form content. I use it as a filter to be like, I like this creator's style. Let me go see what else they got. And then I can go like, it's not really worth it. I won't subscribe to that. I use it as a filter, and I think it's great. Yeah. And sometimes the shorts aren't just stolen from TikTok. Dude, let me tell you, all those TikTok creators that you love are also on YouTube. YouTube is the source of it because TikTok doesn't make that much money. But YouTube does. And I'm not saying that TikTok doesn't have its own creator-driven everything. It's great. I think it's wonderful for creativity, and it's great. But the platform doesn't treat its creators nearly as well as YouTube does. They don't share nearly as much revenue as YouTube does. YouTube is an incubator for these creators because it actually gives them a path for sustained income as opposed to depending. TikTok, I deleted it because all it was TikTok shop advertisements. That's all it became because that was the only way people could make money. So every single TikTok I'd see, it stopped being funny, it stopped being entertaining because everyone was just trying to sell me something. That's all I saw. And I don't know if the algorithm thought that I wanted that, but I never clicked on anything. This is non-stop ads, 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 ads. And you can't get away from it because it's not like you can block anything there. It's just the creators themselves. Now all the content they're making is advertisements because they don't have any path for income besides that. But with YouTube, you do, because if you make shorts, you can draw people in and then you can convert them into regular viewers like what I'm a regular viewer of some people now just because I discovered them through shorts. So shorts as a system, when used correctly, which it is starting to be instead of being a TikTok clone, they're starting to be their own thing. That leads to better content. Whereas TikTok is leading to worse content right now. And so YouTube shorts as a system isn't as robust, but what it's leading towards is actually driving better innovative content. And I like that. I like that because it's the same kind of creativity that TikTok was originally instilling, and now it's translating into both short form content that leads to long form content on YouTube. And I think that's good, and I think that's healthy. There are still problems with it. There are still many, many problems with it. That being said, if you can look at something separate from the good and the bad, you can see like, oh, this is actually cultivating what I want to see out of the creator-driven economy that we have. You know what I mean? Yeah. Anyway.